Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sidetrack here, bringing you episode 5, I think, in my Let's Play series. I wanted to point out our ender lilies have grown. Very cool. So we're going to go ahead and harvest these, get myself my first ender pearls, and I'm not going to replant these yet because I'm going to take these ender pearls, and one of the things you can do with them is you can turn them into resonant ender in the smeltery. And resonant ender, you can pour it onto obsidian and make end stone. And end stone is going to make these blocks grow a lot, or these ender lilies grow a lot quicker, and that's going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get this set up, and then we're going to go ahead and replant them and start working on, I'm only going to use one, our thermal expansion. Alright, before we get to thermal expansion, I wanted to just point out, because I'm sure some of you have never seen this before, the way you make endstone is you take your casting basin, you right click to put obsidian in there, and then you right click on here, pour your resonant ender, and in just a moment, voila, endstone. Alright, and we're back. So, in preparation for setting up all these machines, I kind of cleared out a little more space. I also cleared out some space downstairs that we'll check out in a bit. And now, as I mentioned, we want to make a coke oven really quick, which may seem kind of like a non sequitur going into thermal expansion, but there is a good reason why I'm doing it. And that reason is because what we want to do is make... I cannot do things and talk at the same time. Whose genius idea was it for me to do a Let's Play? What we need to do is we are going to, at least for the beginning, use... There we go. Coal to power our machines. And now, you know, as might make a little bit of sense, we have one left over here. Coal is a great power source, especially if you have a lot of it. Of course, in real life, it's a little dirty. But in Minecraft, you don't have to worry about that. However, what I do want to do is make sure that I get the most use out of each piece of coal. And so here's where the coke oven comes in. The coke oven is from Railcraft, and it basically takes your coal and burns part of it, I guess. And you end up getting this byproduct called creosote, which is great because that's used to make trains, or train tracks, which is what I want to do at some point. And the resultant coal coke actually burns for longer than regular old coal. So it's a good double whammy there. And I want to get that started because it takes a very long time for each piece of coal to actually cook. I think it's something like 30 minutes or something ridiculous. So we're obviously not going to start out using coal coke, but I would like to transition into that and get started there now. Alright, so we're going to do thermal expansion. A couple of the machines that we're going to definitely need. We're going to start off with redstone furnace and a pulverizer. Now for the redstone furnace, we are going to need a machine frame. And you know what? Nope, I got some... That is not glass. I got a little bit of glass. We may have to go make some more glass, but at the moment, I can do 5 machine frames. That should be pretty good for what we want to do. And I'm going to get more glass cooking here. I'm kind of loath to do it in here and waste the coal, but I'm impatient. Get in there. Okay. Alright, so we need to make ourselves a furnace. We also need to have a conductance coil. We're going to need a couple of these. Missing some redstone. Probably should have grabbed more redstone than that, but whatever. 5. Let's start with 3. Don't use all my gold. Alright, redstone. And we need 2 bricks. I already made the bricks. Trying to be a little efficient here. If I can actually shift click here. There we go. 1 furnace. We are going to want a pulverizer because that is how we're going to get... Only need 1 piston. Actually, I'm going to make 2 pulverizers. Probably should have made 2 furnaces too, but that's okay. We're going to want a sawmill at some point, but let's go ahead and make our steam engine. They call it a steam dynamo. For that, we're going to need some copper gears a redstone transmission coil. The copper gears are pretty easy. It's just iron and copper. Let's start off with 2 of these. We're going to have to get some more eventually, but we need a silver transmission coil. And I think we should be able to do it now. There we go. Alright, so let's do 2 steam dynamos. Steam dynamos work based on coal, or really any source of steam, but you're going to make steam from coal and water. So to get a very nice infinite source of water, we're going to use the aqueous accumulator. And for that, we're going to need a bucket, some glass, some tin, and pneumatic servo. We're going to need one of those. I need to learn how to shift click. And some iron. There we go. Alright, so pneumatic servo, we're going to need a bucket. Clear that out of here. And, alright, aqueous accumulator. Presto. Alright, very cool. So, we've got ourselves some machines, but we really need, dump some of this stuff out of here. We really need to actually have some way of transmitting power. And currently we don't have any. So we need to make, we're going to start off with some leadstone energy cells, or energy conduit. They're pretty easy. Just redstone, glass, and lead. I'm going to make, I don't need too many of these. I think 12 should be plenty. I may regret that in a little bit. And we're going to actually upgrade these to what we call hardened energy. Oh, I've got to do it this way. There we go. All right, so next up, so that's the energy conduit is going to transfer our power. What we need now is a way to actually store our power. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to make ourselves a leadstone energy cell. Alright, so leadstone energy cell, we need, actually make 2 of these. This is electrum. This is going to make our redstone conductance coil. And there we go. 2 of these. So let's put that in my inventory. And now, so we have to make the cell frame first, and then we make the leadstone. Alright, so we got 2 of those. We're going to upgrade both of them to a hardened energy cell because I've got plenty of Invar. Hardened energy cell. I need Invar, leadstone. It's not letting me click it. There we go. Just wouldn't let me shift click. Me all worried there for a second. Alright, so we've got plenty of places to store this energy. And the reason I'm making 2 is because it's nice to have one that you can kind of pick up and move around. Alright, so let's go down and check this out. We'll take some coal with us. Maybe we'll have some coal coke to work with. Alright, so we're going to start by doing our power just kind of right down here. Probably going to send it up, kind of up the side maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, plenty of space. 1 steam dynamo, 2 steam dynamos. Very cool. So you can notice that if you throw coal in there, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to produce any power, nothing. Because we need to have our aqueous accumulator. And let's just go ahead and stick it right underneath them. Because that seems like a good place as any. I'm going to do it 2 down. So that I can not fall in the water. accumulate down there. Now you will notice this will fill up with water very, very slowly. And in order to make it go faster, we need to add some water to both sides of it. Okay, and we're back. Water on this side. Water on that side. And now it is filling up very, very quickly. And that'll be plenty fast. So what we need to do now is go ahead and grab some of these fluid ducts that we made earlier. So fluid ducts go in, and you can see that if you look down kind of on the right hand side of the screen in the middle, say the fluid is water in the fluid ducts. Our steam dynamos are filling up. Good deal. Okay, so let's take a look and see if we have any coal coke yet. I'm guessing probably, oh we do, got 7. Not too bad, not too bad. I guess it goes faster than I think it goes. It always seems to take forever. Alright, so, we'll split half the coal coke into this one, half the coal coke into that one, and what we need to do is probably insert an energy cell somewhere. Let's stick it, actually, let's put this one right next to it. Alright, so, you've got choices with your thermal expansion machines. You've got a redstone control, what it does in the place of when redstone signal is added to it. I'm going to put that on ignored because I don't want this to stop outputting power. And then on the green tab you can see that the red is the output and the blues are the input. So right now it's set to the output is the bottom, and that seems kind of silly because I have nothing down there. So I'm going to set it up to the top, and that way energy will flow upwards into my machines. The input is the side. Very cool. Now, our energy is going to output at 80 redstone flux a tick. It's slowly building up to that, partially because it's got some internal storage buffer. As that empties into our energy cell, it will get better. Alright, so next up, we need to drop some of these machines down. We made ourselves a powered furnace, and let's put the powered furnace actually up one. Do I want to do this? I'll rearrange it later. We're going to put it here. Ultimately, we need to do some real heavy automation so that we can drop all of our stuff into one bucket and then have it go wherever we want it to go and then ultimately end up in chests. But for now, we're just going to set it up. Pulverizer. We're going to need a piston. I think I made 2 pistons. Copper. I did make some pistons, but I put the flint over here. I want to do one more flint. Alright. Pulverizer. Can I make it? Yay. Alright, 2 pulverizers. We also want to make ourselves a sawmill because we've got wood, and normally wood will turn into 2 planks, but with the sawmill you can get 6 planks. So a nice little exchange right there. I need an iron axe, and it would be good to put these in the middle. And I think I'm going to need a redstone conductance coil because I don't have one. Not that I see. So I need to get one of those gold back. And I'm very glad I didn't make any more machine frames. Because I have one of those left and one of these left. Alright. Sawmill. Shift click. Nope, still missing something. What am I missing from the sawmill? Oh, no, I have wood. Well, let's try it this way. Some of these recipes are a little weird. Is this right? Yep, there we go. Cool. So, we're going to come over here. Now, I want to stick one of my pulverizers right next to this furnace, and then one of my pulverizers, I think I'm going to put right here for now. What I want to do is change the configuration so it does not output into that other pulverizer, and these ones are fine for right now. Actually, go ahead and do that. This pulverizer is going to output everything into my redstone furnace, and my redstone furnace is going to output the top. And we'll disable these. Alright. Next in line, we've got our sawmill. Sawmill we're going to drop right here. We don't want it to input from that side. If anything, we'll put a chest on this side. We're going to have the output be on the top and get rid of these. Pretty cool. So sawmill, powered furnace, pulverizer. These are the basics that, you know, you're going to make when you make thermal expansion. Essentially, if you throw something in the pulverizer, it will pulverize it, and it depends on what it is that you put in there. You know, you can make all kinds of stuff. Most of what people put in there are your ores. It will double your ore and give you a chance of getting a secondary bit of metal. This is great because, you know, more ore is always better. Right now, our upstairs, or right here, we've got doubling, but there's no chance to get anything extra. You can also throw cobblestone in there, and it'll make sand, and sand is turned into glass in the powered furnace. Pretty cool. What we want to do now is probably make some more wood, and we also want to make a chest. So chest, we're going to do this, and this is just a basic automation. Got some iron. How many do I want? Yeah, 2 sounds good. Alright. So we're going to input onto the top of this hopper, and I'm going to change that input, and we're going to input onto the top of this. No, wait, wrong way. We're going to input onto the side of the hopper, or of the... There we go. Alright. 2 chests at the top, and things will start dumping directly into that chest. So very basic way to get some automation going. What we're going to do in a little bit, once we have all of our thermal expansion machines set up, is we are going to, like I said, very heavily automate. Very cool. Alright, next what we got to do is make a couple of more complicated machines. So you can see we made the first 3. Redstone furnace, pulverizer, sawmill. We're going to want to make an induction smelter later. That's basically a furnace on steroids. We're going to want to make a magma crucible and a fluid transposer right now. And we're also probably going to want to make an igneous extruder, because an igneous extruder will let you get obsidian, and you don't have to mine it, which is great. So, magma crucible. We're going to need some netherrack, another leadstone energy cell, and then some more machine frames. So I think I'm going to have to go mining really quick, because I only have 1 gold ingot left, and I'm going to need some more. So I'll be back in a bit. Alright, and we're back. So before we get started, I just realized that I have not made a couple things that I usually make right off the bat. One of them is from Tinker's Construct. Actually, they kind of both are. If you take your crafting table and put it in your crafting window, you can actually pull out a crafting station. Now, the crafting station works exactly like a crafting table. However, if you put something in your crafting table and walk away, it doesn't fall out. It's still there, which is very useful, especially if you forget one ingredient. You don't have to waste the entire, crafting session. The other thing that I want to make is this machinist's workbench, which is from thermal expansion. The machinist's workbench is fairly simple to make. Just needs a crafting table, some copper, some tin, and some paper. And I have actually been going crazy with sugarcane while I've been mining. Whoops. And so I've got plenty of paper. There we go, machinist workbench. Now the cool thing about the machinist workbench, and I'm going to put it, let's put it in the corner, for now at least. You can put schematics in here and actually save what you're working on. Now in order to get the schematics, I'm going to need some paper and a lapis lazuli. That will give me a blank schematic, and you'll see that it also has some leftovers here. I'm going to make 2 of them. So essentially what you do is when you want to encode something in here, like say I wanted to encode this, you just select one of your schematics and then click Write Schematic. And that way, this one says it's 2 paper, 1 lapis lazuli, and there you go. So you can clear the work table, and then you can set your crafting recipe. Very neat. Alright, so what we're going to do next is make some of our advanced machines. We've got our gold. We're going to need some nether brick. We only need 2 of those. And we're going to do a couple other things that I'm going to gather and then be right back. And we're back. So I've gone ahead and set up this machine frame on this workbench. I'm going to go ahead and write this schematic because I always need machine frames. So we're going to make 3 different machines. We're going to pull 3 of those off. I can leave the gold, the glass, and the iron in here if I wanted to. I'm actually going to pull out some of both of these because we're going to use them in a bit. But I'll leave the rest there. Alright, so we're going to make a magma crucible. And for a magma crucible, we need another leadstone energy cell. So we're going to have to go and come on, go in there. Make one of these. What's the rest of it require? You know, we'll just shift click, it makes it so much faster. There we go. Magma crucible. And we're going to need a redstone conductance coil, and we actually need 3 of these because we're going to need 1 for each machine. Good thing I got all that gold. Magma crucible, shift click, there we go. Next thing we're going to need is a fluid transposer. We're going to need to make a bucket for this, and we can make 1 bucket. And think we should have the rest. There we go. And the last thing we're going to make is an igneous extruder. Igneous extruder needs a piston, and I think I'm going to have to get some things for that. Yes, I am. Go grab those. And do I have the rest? Yep, I do. Igneous extruder. Piston, shift. Just make 1. Oh, I forgot. I changed my work table. Alright, so igneous extruder. We're going to need a pneumatic servo. Make 1 of those. We need some more of them later, but I'll get to that when we get to it. And igneous extruder. Very cool. Alright, let's go find a good home for these. So we've got 2 more spots left over. We are going to put our magma crucible right here. We're going to have to extend the cables for it. Our fluid transposer right next to it. And our igneous extruder, we're going to actually stick over a couple. Now the igneous extruder does not need any energy, so we don't need to worry about running power to it. We just need to give it water and lava. Now need to go grab my energy cells. And I knew that I need to make another one. So I will be back after making a couple more of these. And we're back. Made a couple more hardened energy conduits. So we're going to run those under here. Alright, one last thing I want to make today, and that's going to be the induction furnace. Now we're going to need 1 more machine frame. We're going to need to make ourselves a bucket, and I think that should do it if I can find it in here. Induction smelter. There we go. Great. Now the induction smelter is going to fit in this hole I just cut over here. And what we can use the induction smelter for is to start making some hardened glass. We can start making some other interesting things that we're going to get to play with. But for now, I want to go off, I want to find some lava. I'm going to find a nice place that I can get some water from. Might set up another aqueous accumulator, might just drag that around. I actually think I might move this igneous extruder downstairs. And I'm going to have to start thinking about what the heck I want to do because, as I always do, I'm never 100% sure how I want all of this stuff to work out until I really start putting it down, and then I rearrange it about 50 times. No, that's a little extreme. So I'm going to go grab some lava. But before we do that, what I actually want to do is make ourselves a hardened portable tank. Now the hardened portable tank, what we need to do is get a regular tank and then put some Invar around it. So regular tank, we need crafting table, portable tank, throw that in here. Sure, we'll make 2 of them, why not? And then a hardened tank. Come here. Alright, now the great thing about the tanks, what you can do, and I'll just go ahead and show you a demonstration if I have a bucket, which I do not. What you can do is you can throw something in it like, say, creosote, and then you could take your handy dandy wrench, shift and click, and then you could pop it off, and it will actually still have, as you can see right there, the fluid in it, which is very cool. Now, where are my fluid ducts? I'm going to grab these, take this downstairs since I made an extra, and I'm going to make a cutout right next to my brake coke furnace. Drop this hardened tank right there, and go ahead and attach a fluid duct up to it. What I need to do is use my wrench, output. I need to put, let's just do a redstone torch in the background, because I need a redstone signal. And I'm hoping this will output in the direction I want it to. There we go. So you can see that is filling up rather nicely. And my coke furnace kicks on again, because it was all the way filled with stuff, with creosote oil. Fix that problem. Very cool. Alright, so I'm going to go find some lava. We're going to make some obsidian. We're going to make a couple of things, and then we're going to quit for the day. So, I'll be back. And I'm back. So, the other cool thing I like about these portable tanks is that they actually, if they have some kind of glowing liquid in them, they will actually put off light, which is really cool. Alright, so set the input to the top. Input to the top, and actually set this to output, and we're going to go ahead and make some obsidian. Now what it's going to do is it's actually use quite a bit of lava each time, an entire bucket per obsidian, so this is going to drain pretty quickly, and I'm going to have to come up with another way of getting lava because I don't want to truck back and forth every time I want obsidian. But what we can do with this obsidian, take a couple of them, bring them upstairs because we like to play with our new toys, and we can take and throw this obsidian in this here pulverizer. We're going to want to get some lead and throw it in the other pulverizer. And like I said, I'm going to have to set up a much better way. I already had some lead in my inventory. Oh well. Alright, 16 here. We're going to put this in our induction smelter. And what this allows us to do is get this stuff called hardened glass. Now hardened glass is really cool. It is quite blast proof, and you can use it to make clear and see-through fluid ducts and see-through item ducts. Now the item ducts we're going to use next go around, because we're going to work on some automation and organizing this in such a way that it doesn't drive me crazy. We can also make other reinforced portable tanks. They hold twice as much liquid as the regular hardened, so pretty cool. Oh, and also our redstone energy cell. Alright, so brand new thermal expansion machines. I'm going to have to think about how I want to actually run these, and next go around we're going to work on automating them, and we also might work on an automated mining process because I'm getting tired of mining, as much as I hate to say that. So until next time, take it easy folks.